Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hope everyone is doing fine and also eagerly waiting to continue. Hare Krishna. Just sharing the screen. We can go with that. If others can turn on the videos, most welcome. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kathamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Anvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः Hare Krishna. So, Ratikali Siddhi Mataji, would you like to very, very quickly read the 9 verses or 8 verses, if possible, if if you have joined already? Okay, otherwise I'll just read through them. Okay, so we're reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 31, and verse number 41 to the end. Please let me know if the audio is good.
Yes, it is good, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. A living entity who, as a result of attachment to a woman in his previous life, has been endowed with the form of a woman, foolishly looks upon Maya in the form of a man, her husband, as the bestower of wealth, progeny, house, and other material assets. A woman therefore should consider her husband, her house, and her children to be the arrangement of the external energy of the Lord for her death, just as the sweet singing of the hunter is a death for the deer. Due to his particular type of body, the materialistic living entity wanders from one planet to another, following fruitive activities. In this way, he involves himself in fruitive activities and enjoys the results incessantly. In this way, the living entity gets a suitable body with a material mind and senses, according to his fruitive activities. When the reaction of his particular activity comes to an end, that end is called death, and when a particular type of reaction begins, that beginning is called birth. When the eyes lose their power to see color or form due to morbid affliction of optic nerve, the sense of sight becomes deadened. The living entity, who is the seer of both the eyes and the sight, loses his power of vision. In the same way, when the physical body, the place where perception of object occurs, is rendered incapable of perceiving, that is known as death. When one begins to view the physical body as one's very self, that is called birth. Therefore, one should not view death with horror, nor have recourse to defining the body as soul, nor give way to exaggeration in enjoying the bodily necessities of life. Realizing the true nature of the living entity, one should move about in the world free from attachment and steadfast in purpose. Endowed with right vision and strengthened by devotional service and a pessimistic attitude towards material identity, one should relegate his body to this illusory world through his reason. Thus one can be unconcerned material world, with this material world. Okay. So let's go through. Yeah. Last week was a bit heavy to learn that woman is Maya, but this, yeah, is a give back, for men. Yeah, we see that, or the other way we can see also that, okay, it's not only that men are suffering out of affection, attachment, or infatuation or attraction towards women, but women also suffer. Otherwise, yeah, why in the first place did women end up on this planet, or for a matter in the material world? So it is purely because of the external energy under which one wants to lead a life. A woman want to attract, be attracted. Similarly, a man wants to be attracted and attract. So this attraction actually, which is attachment, and it should actually to be towards Mukunda, at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. But because of the illusory energy which we wanted, which is conditioned, hmm, by the Supreme Lord, uh, we start identifying ourselves with totally the bodily level. This is what we see here. A living entity who, as a result of attachment to a woman in his previous life, has been endowed with the form of a woman. Uh, so this tells that what is the scientific reason behind it. Uh, the scientific reason behind it is because when we are attracted to something, we are uh, gathering all the impressions in our mind, huh? Because the object of sense pleasure, yeah, even though it is not in front of our eyes, we always aspire, oh, how nice if this thing is there, some, and we want to work towards it. Just like a person who is a materialist and he wants to enjoy a great comfort with a very huge mansion, a villa or a bungalow with a swimming pool with all amenities and comforts, that, yeah, he works day and night to achieve that. And to achieve that, what is happening? He's absorbed in that. He is absorbed to that level that he attains a very strong nishta, that whatever may happen, whatever, I have a dream, uh, however life may treat me, but I want to achieve this dream. In in 2000, I attended a Hari Katha in a temple that was next to our um, mm, student apartment. And when I was hearing in that, there was this very nice point that's made, that a person is very hard, is earning very hard and earning a lot, and finally he is building a house, and he has done a very nice housewarming ceremony. He invited all the friends, and when all the friends are there, and he enjoys, and when everyone leaves, it is the wife, husband, and maybe children. Children don't care, don't know, not matured enough, but wife and husband, uh, they are sitting on the top of the, what do you call, on the roof, seeing the sky. uh, they're not enjoying it. It's not like, okay, now we have wonderful house, let's see skies. After all, mm, no, there is no limit. No, there is limit. What is the limit? They had to pay their loans. The first thing that knocks the head is, every month I should make sure that I have to pay the loan, and in that way, a lot of arrangements are made. And just in this way, how one is absorbed. uh, Similarly here, when a person is too much absorbed on something, then if he is not having the facility now, uh, eventually he will get the facility later. Why? Because Krishna is all merciful. Krishna is all merciful, that he wanted that one comes to him willingly, not by force. Huh? He doesn't want to take away the free will of a person. And if the free will of the person is to enjoy the beauty of a woman, what best? Just become a woman, and then you can enjoy. You can see, hey, how nice um, this woman is attracting. So next life, one can become a woman and can start attracting. So in this way, this keeps toggling between different species of life. And this is what he says. From this verse, it appears that a woman is also supposed to have been a man in her previous life. So this pendulum of moving men to women, women to men, yeah, and how it can be confirmed. Confirms is, a man gets his next life's birth according to what he thinks at the time of his death. We know many examples. One example that we'll also discuss in Bhagavatam will be uh, King Jadabharat, yeah, who was almost at the brim of perfection of life. He left, I mean, he was a successful king who left everything. He went to a forest, and then he was doing all the um, uh, austerities, preparing for his back to home. Uh, um, a very nice example of how to retire oneself. Of course, in that age, in this age, we can even do that even wherever we are, whenever we are, whatever age we are, whatever sex, gender we are. It doesn't need to be that, okay, let's wind up everything, only after that we can begin. But King Jadabharat, he started getting interested in the care of a deer. And then in the next life, he became a deer. He was so absorbed uh, in the protection of deer at the last moment, then he became a deer. So here in this way, we see that if someone is too attached to his wife, naturally he thinks of his wife at the time of death, and in his next life he takes the body of a woman. Similarly, if a woman thinks of a husband at the time of death, naturally she gets the body of a man in the next life. In the Hindu scriptures, therefore, woman's chastity and devotion to man is greatly emphasized. So it is not an artificial requirement. It is not a superficial um, regulation. Yeah, but it is very important that women maintain chastity, and men mm, uh, uh, should be very much devoted. What does this mean? Very simple. This means a man and woman relation should be a grihastha relationship, which means that anything other if, outside grihastha life is considered as illicit. What does this means? That one should regulate oneself with the strength of jnana and vairagya, and very much come to the point that, okay, the purpose of family life is for bhakti, and when both understand, then the life is successful. A woman's attachment to her husband may elevate her to the body of a man in her next life, but a man's attachment to women will degrade him. This is, see, uh, this means man has a superior position. What does this also mean is a superior responsibility. We see, if we browse through the pages of Vedic scriptures and so many historical evidences show that men after a certain age they leave home and of course go to the forest. Prahlad Maharaj says that at once one should go to the forest. And what forest Prahlad Maharaj was referring was Vrindavan. Yeah. So one should leave to the forest, to Vrindavan, mm, to just uh, um, practice all what is conducive for attaining the feet of Lord Mukunda. Mm. We should always remember, as it's stated in Bhagavad Gita, that both the gross and subtle material bodies are dresses. They are shirts and coat of the living entity. To be either a woman or a man only involves one's bodily dress. So, at a bodily level, both are same. Mm. At a constitutional level, a position level, uh, men are superior. Why? Because they have to take a superior responsibility. Of course, if men or women both don't do this, then they are as good as animals. The relationship between man and woman is very complicated, but the substance is that one who aspires to ascend to the transcendental stage of spiritual realization should be very careful in accepting the association of a woman. In the stage of Krishna consciousness, however, such restriction of association may be slackened because if a man's and woman's attachment is not to each other but to Krishna, then both of them are equally eligible to get out of the material entanglement and reach the abode of Krishna. So it is so nice if one can come to this platform of Krishna consciousness, then one need not leave the wife. Huh? One can be with the wife and support each other to the end of their life to attain the ultimate success of life. A man should not be attached to a woman, nor should a woman be attached to a man. Both man and woman should be attached to the service of the Lord. Then there is possibility of liberation from entanglement for both of them. Any questions? I think from here, I think each verse can go to a different direction, or yeah, lot to learn.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
In one of the Srila Prabhupada's commentaries,
Mm-hmm.
once Prabhupada said that Krishna is the only Purusha,
Mm-hmm.
and all other living beings and human beings, man and woman, we are considered as Prakriti. That means we are feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, as pure devotees, we always, Prabhupada said that we are under the category of Prakriti always, and Krishna is the only male or
Mm-hmm.
the Purusha.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so how to, I mean, that is in the context of, that is a holistic view which Prabhupada said, right? I mean, when we
Fine.
consider differentiation between man, woman, attachments.
Mm-hmm. But maybe can you be clear with the question? What exactly is the
Question
question?
is like we all, I mean, we all come under the category of Prakriti is what Prabhupada says.
Yeah, there are also references that we are also not only Prakriti, we are also Tatastha Shakti, right? So
Okay.
we can, otherwise, I mean, if you see Prakriti is facilitating the enjoyment.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Okay.
But we being the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we also
Hmm.
have this enjoying. But
Hmm.
where we enjoy, it depends just with the example of where a fire spark will fall.
Hmm.
Yeah, and when it is in the spiritual world, it engages in the service. When it is in the material world, it engages in its self-service.
Hmm.
Yeah. So and coming back to this Krishna as the Purusha. Yeah. Even when we're in the spiritual world, yeah, we see that Balaram was also serving. All the Sakhas were serving. Gopis were serving. Yeah. And they were also experiencing pleasure. It's not that okay, there is no Purusha means enjoyer. It's not that the Jiva is not enjoying. Jiva is enjoying, but Jiva is enjoying to see the pleasure of the Supreme Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is one point. And second thing is, uh, Krishna is the Purushottama. He is the supreme of the supreme enjoyer. He is the supreme enjoyer.
Hmm.
We are not Purushottama.
Yes, Prabhu.
We are also, I mean, because as I said, where we fall, where is our constitution, where we are, accordingly we enjoy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So under the spell of Maya or under the spell of Yoga Maya.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So
Yeah,
that's why
thank
we are called the Tatastha Shakti. Yeah.
you.
And because of that, yeah, a bigger responsibility is there. Yeah. But the point that you are referring that in the context of Prabhupada referring that only Krishna is the Purusha. Yeah, that is definitely right. Huh? We
Okay,
all
Prabhu.
should be thinking in the same way. Then only we can
Hmm.
offer our full uh, engagement in the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, if we just have this tendency, no, 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 I am also enjoyer. There is
Hmm.
always like, okay, let me, I'm going to enjoy because Krishna will enjoy. That is a lower understanding of how to offer service.
I think that will lead to our material entanglement. I think once we think that we are the enjoyer.
Yeah, advancement will stop at certain
Hmm.
point. Yeah, it's
Yes.
not like yeah, this entanglement can bring us to a point where we can't advance beyond it
Hmm.
because it's always first मुझे क्या मिलेगा? What is that I will get?
Hmm.
If I'm getting a name and fame and followers, then I will do it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Yeah,
Prabhuji, for the
yeah.
explanation.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So we go on with the next verse, and yeah, please
Hare
ask.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry,
Yes,
Prabhuji, to
Uma
interrupt.
Mataji, Ambika
Uh,
Mataji.
Prabhuji, once I have read that Buddha said women can't get salvation in because because of the bodily level.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in our Vedic system, we can see that if the women are engaged in the devotional service, they can be elevated or they can be
Yeah,
get salvation,
yeah.
like the Mirabai and
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah.
So, it is like in the other religion also. It is the same that one have to get the main body. It is necessary.
Oh, I'm. Yeah, I don't have that much knowledge and wisdom about other religions, so I cannot answer your question, Mataji. Yeah, but one thing I can tell is that if we see just in the last line of what Prabhupada is mentioning, that when one take to this Krishna consciousness, yeah,
Mhm.
both man and woman have eligibility, are equal. Yeah, that's what we see. Uh, both of them are equally eligible to get out of this material entanglement and reach the abode of Krishna. This is clear. Hmm? And we see that what gets liberated based on which religion is understanding that it is soul, accordingly, that level of maturity will be there in that religious teachings. Huh?
Mhm.
So if we see that, okay, soul, how can a soul be different for a man and a woman?
Right, right.
Hmm? So if there is a if there is, that is because it is still in the materialistic level of understanding that okay, there are these conditioning, and these conditioning are very difficult for women to come out rather than for a male.
Mhm.
This is at a psychological level. I think next verses will come or the next chapter will tell a lot about psychology. Of course, Bhagavatam in itself is not a psychology or a biology, uh, but we come to see how, at a psychological level, how the discrimination happens, and in that way, yeah, it is also right. But one when who overcomes the psychological barriers and comes
Mhm.
to understand the science of Krishna consciousness, for them they are at a soul, not relating themselves that okay they are this body, so they have to serve the body, and all these things are gone.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yes,
don't know.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, maybe if someone else knows in other religion what is the position of woman, I don't know if someone can share. Yeah, yeah. And even I mean we see that in our Vedic scriptures, we see that even women, even if she doesn't do any religious practices, but if
Mm-hmm.
she very chastely serves her husband, who is a religious practitioner, then also she's already getting the result of whatever the husband is doing.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think she gets 50%
Hmm.
from her husband's
Yeah.
previous activities.
Yeah. So in that way, we see that it's not like nothing comes. There is no value in life of a feminine. There is a lot. Yeah. If we understand how to regulate our life to attain this, I think the next verses will also touch a little bit on that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt also. Prabhuji, there was a different, another topic also in this very nice verse and purport of Prabhupada
Mm-hmm.
regarding if a man is too much attached to his wife or any other woman, then at the time of death, he may remember, and there is a chance, very likely, that he can become woman in the next birth. This is mentioned, also emphasized in this
Yeah.
purport. And Prabhuji, you also gave the example of Jad Bharat. This is a really one of the best example we can learn from Bhagavatam.
Mm-hmm.
But recently in our daily life from London, there is another example. Maybe you have learned. There was a lady disciple of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, Ratnavali,
Mm-hmm.
and she has revealed her past life. She was getting dreams and disturbed, and she told to Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. And then
Mm-hmm.
I will not go to the story because it's 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour
Hmm.
story, but I want to just
Hmm.
emphasize that
It's also valid now.
yes, Ratnavali was David when Prabhupada was here, and he was a young man, 17 years or something, and then he take a initiation from Prabhupada. And after few days of initiation, he died in a car accident with a Prabhu. Together with he was going on a preaching, and the
Mm-hmm.
car was stuck to a tree. And that time, actually, so this is a complete. He was thinking about one another devotee woman. She was working in kitchen, and he has a little infatuation, only little bit liking her only.
Mm-hmm.
And then David was Raghav Prabhu. Prabhupada has given him name Raghav. It is on the
Mm-hmm.
ISKCON Desire tree, the whole story.
Okay.
And Raghav, when accident happens, he became Ratnavali next birth. But the whole story is very interesting, and she's still there. Ratnavali is there in London. She is doing preaching and Hari Kirtan, and she has published the whole story on the permission of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. She did a past life regression also.
Okay.
And it's I will suggest all the members in this group to read this, because this gives us a firm confirmation about if we are attaching our mind, then what can happen, then the next birth we will.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, I was also looking for such type of information, because I was every time we listen that when woman dies and in the next birth he gets a body of woman once again, and man dies and he gets the body of a man. But I want to also listen if there is any case who was a male in the previous life and the next life he gets the woman, and suddenly Srishti was we were listening a story, and then we get know about this story that David was the disciple of Prabhupada, and the next life he became Ratnavali, and she is still preaching, and then
Everything is very detailed mentioned, Prabhuji. It's we should all read, then we can get a great conviction about this whole
Very nice.
thing.
Yeah, and one thing, Mataji, I mean, in the scriptures, I haven't come across this that a man dies and becomes a man in next life. It all depends on his reactions and attachment. Yeah, so usually I have come across many references where it is said that a man becomes a woman, most likely if he has this uh, association, yeah, with women, attachment with the woman. So that I have read.
yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. If
Thank
you
you.
have the link readily, you can also
Yes.
share later after the class.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will share.
Hmm.
Yes, it's from our ISKCON and very close from London
Yes.
only.
Yeah.
And
And of
Prabhuji,
course,
this
very
Mataji,
trustworthy.
You can see the video, Prabhuji. She
Yeah.
is, I think, playing the
Mridanga.
not Mridanga, the
This
South, yeah, African type of drums.
Kind of a drum. We don't know exact name of the instrument. And this, actually, when she was David, she was playing this only. She was always playing as a Raghav Prabhu. She was doing the kirtan, and after becoming woman, she was just playing this instrument because she has the tendency to play this. She likes this instrument, and still she is playing with the same instrument.
Yeah.
And she met all the people which Raghav met in the past life in her as a David. So she met, and they told the same things which she also getting in the dreams. Everything was same. So it's very interesting and confirmative story.
Yeah, and even there is a reference now when Prabhupada, he, if you have seen Abhay Charan, Prabhupada is referring to that newspaper where a girl was taken to past life and understood, which proved that the life is existed before, this life. Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
Prabhuji.
thanks, Prabhuji.
You are right,
Very nice.
Prabhuji. Yes.
So
Thank you.
this, yeah, thank you. And this is very, I mean, the next verse is kind of telling it's not about man or woman, it's whole package. Yeah, a woman therefore should consider her husband, her house, her children to be arrangement of external energy. So my dear women, all of you, be very much careful with men, children, house. These are arrangements of Maya, of the Lord for her death. I mean, we'll discuss what is death later. But yes, it is very dangerous to increase attachment. Men may have less attachment. They can somehow escape such a problem. There is very faint chances of escaping. But women should also learn how to be detached. Yeah, on one side there should be care, and at the same time it shouldn't lead to a bodily platform where we are thinking, identifying my children, my family, my husband, and all this. What will happen is it will only create more pain later. First of all, why? Because not everything is permanent, everything is temporary. So when a person goes far away, then that creates more pain because of separation. Yeah, and in this so many ways. Yeah, so yeah, on the strength of Bhagavatam, we can clearly tell that women should consider as the arrangement of external energy of the Lord. So just as sweet singing of the hunter is death for the deer. Have anyone heard about this example?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
From where?
I think in one of the Prabhupada books in this course, Prabhupada
Achha.
diploma course. Yes.
Fine. Okay, yeah. So I can give, I mean, I don't know if you can also see the screen. We go to this Viveka Chudamani. Does someone know about this?
No, I don't know, Prabhuji.
Shabdadivi Panchareva Pancha Panchatva Mapu Swagunena Baddha Kurunga Matanga Patanga Meena Bringa Nara Panchabhi Ranchita Kim. Actually, anyway, the whole verse is telling that these examples of deer, elephant, moth, fish, and black bee are given. Why? Because they are so nice. Yeah, deer, we know how fast it can run, but there is one weakness of deer, that if it hears a very nice music, it will just forget itself and stand. And what the deer or the hunter does is, the hunter is using this technique of holding it on, and then after the deer stucks, and then he kills. So the senses of hearing of deer is its weakness. And elephant, I don't know if I have also referred this in previous occasions. Elephant is so mighty. Can someone catch a elephant? No, not possible. Yeah, so many people are required, still it's not possible. So difficult. But there is an easy way. Why? Because elephants enjoy the opposite sex very much. So what a elephant is caught, how an elephant is caught is, they make a very big hole, a pit in the earth, and they cover it with grass or something. And then they will bring a she elephant, and by the touch of the she elephant, and once the elephant is captivated, this she elephant starts running exactly the way how this path is, and it is, and the elephant will fall in. Once it is inside, it can't come up. That mightiness is its problem, and due to which it is starved to almost death until it becomes so weak that it is easy to pull out, and it can't be so mighty, so strong, and that way it can be captured. Then the next example
Yes.
is Patanga.
Yes.
Sorry.
Prabhuji, this example of elephant, yes, very nice example. I also like it the way Prabhupada has explained. We read this in Light of Bhagavata book, last book. It was our previous book, and Prabhupada has described it as it is. What you also,
Mm. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. And then the moth, yeah, this patanga. Patang means we think it's kite. Yeah, patang is also this moth. Yeah, we know this when it's a rainy season, when there is a rain, and after the rain, around the street light, we see so many flies coming and going close to the light. These are the moths or the flies, and these have so much ability that they can freely fly. But what is its problem? The problem is its power of seeing, attraction of sight, that it sees the light is so nice, so nice, so nice. It gets so happy, gets closer and closer and closer. It just touches the fire. I mean, this is actually fire, fire moths. They get so much attached to this fire, and they just come, and then yeah, literally after coming, their wings are burnt, and then they die. The moth weakness is what? Its power of eyes, yeah, sight. Then there is the fish. Fish, Meena. We know fishes. Yeah, maybe we would have seen some Chinese movies where some hero would have caught a fish with a lot of vigilance. Mm. Catching a fish is not easy. How many can a hunter catch, fisherman catch if he is having this skills? Not that many. Uh, so there is a way. What is the way? Is that just there is a hook, and this hook is tied to a stick, and this hook, the stick is, I mean, what do you call, angled. uh, then this to the hook there is a small worm, earthworm or some worm is kept, so that the fish sees, wow, so nice, my food uh, on the way, let me eat. And when it starts to come and eat, when the fisherman sees, it's getting heavy, he will pull, this hook will just pull through the ribs, so that the fish can be caught, and then he can catch. So in that way, the weakness of the fish is, yeah, its sense of taste. And then this black bee. We know how bees are strong, right? If someone would have a, for even for a fraction of a second, it stings. Yeah, then it's very painful. It has such a sharp sting. But what happens is that this same bee, uh, in the afternoon, it sees so nice flowers, so much nectar is there, and when it starts drinking the nectar more and more and more, then it gets intoxicated. We know this, right? So how honey can also be uh, uh, a reason for intoxication. In that way, when this bee gets so much intoxicated, it says, "Ah, okay, what hurry I have to go, where I have to run." In this intoxication, it falls asleep. But what happens by the evening or night? This flower petals are coming closer and closer, and it closes during the evening or night. And due to which, what happens? Though this honey bee, or yeah, this black bee has such a strong needle to pierce. Come on, it can even pierce wood. What to talk about petal? It can, but it cannot. Yeah, and what happens because of that suffocation? It dies. If someone would have seen when when the flower in the morning opens up, you see some bugs stuck right inside. These are because they they are caught up in the flower. So these five have died being tied to one or another of the five senses, uh, through their own attachment. And the very funny thing is actually coming Nara. Nara panchabir panchabhiranchita kim. So if one is tied up with one of such senses in spite of other senses fully active or caught, human situation is horrible because at the same time all the five senses are demanding like hell, isn't it? We want to hear, we want to see. Because of parallel processing, we could do even many things with different senses at the same time. And these senses are so smart, and the mind is so smart, that then human life is itself sophisticated. Because of this sophistication, we want more and more and more. There is no end. Hmm? And from this, yeah, this is from Viveka Chudamani. It's very nice. Until few verses we will go through quickly. Doshena tivro vishaya. Vishaya is the material. Is so bad. Yeah, the sense objects are even more virulent in their evil effects than the poison of cobra. We know that the deadliest snake is cobra, but the senses are even more dangerous than that. Of course, Chanakya Pandit also said that. Uh, and Poison kills one who takes it, but those others kill one who even looks at them through the eyes. Uh, what does this mean is that um, we know that poison, if one takes, it will kill him. But those others, means everyone else, kills one uh, who even looks at them uh, through the eyes. So this means that people kill each other. It's not that. And then here it says, yes, uh, he who is free from the terrible fetters of hankering for the sense object is very difficult to get rid of. He is alone fit for liberation. In the end, I will also read what kind of liberation one can get. Even though he is well versed, but if he is attached to senses, such a jnani is still conditioned, in spite of having six shastras. Those seekers after liberation who have got only an apparent dispassion, vairagya, and are trying to cross the ocean of samsara, uh, what is happening? So one thinks that, okay, those seekers after liberation, even if they got it, even if one is getting such, the shark of hankering catches by the throat and violently snatching away, drowns them halfway. So, this means just having kind of a pursuit of having acquiring Brahma Gyan is not enough. Yeah, one should position himself in bhakti, and that will come later. Just thinking that okay, Vairagya is the way, and let's do it, and it's not easy. Uh, he who has killed the shark known as sense object with the sword of mature dispassion crosses the ocean of sansar, free from all obstacles. He who has, sorry, he know that death quickly overtakes the stupid man who walks along the dreadful ways of sense pleasure, whereas one who walks in accordance with the instructions of well-wishing and worthy guru, as also with his own reasoning achieves his end, know this to be the truth. Hmm? Uh, if indeed thou hast a craving for liberation, if one wants liberation, shun sense objects from a good distance, as though wouldst do poison. Just how we keep away the poison, not at all at our kitchen or at even our home. Sense objects, we have to control, keep away. And always cultivate carefully the nectar-like virtues of contentment, compassion, forgiveness, straightforwardness, calmness, and self-control. This is also what we see in Bhagavatam, how how this is the book, I mean, I'm reading here around 8th century this was made available, and yeah, this is also taking so much inputs from Bhagavatam. We can see whoever leaves aside what should always be attempted, uh, emancipation from the bondage of ignorance without beginning, and passionately seeks to nourish this body, Very careful. Here, what is him? Uh, uh, which is an object of others to enjoy, commits suicide. Very interesting. I'll read again. What is this? P is whoever leaves aside what should always be attempted. Hmm? Whatever should be the ultimate goal, if one is not doing that, and passionately seeks to nourish this body. If we are maintaining this body so nicely, what are we doing it for? I usually often give the example that one is going to a gym, building his muscles, but what is the use if he doesn't use it? Here it goes even to another extent. To know what will happen, not only he is wasting the life he has got, but what is happening is the bitter truth is that he is becoming the object for others to enjoy. And in that way he commits suicide. Why? Because he is becoming object, because when he is alive he is being exploited. And not only that, after he dies he becomes food for so many animals. In the note it says, for others to enjoy, to be eaten perchance by dogs and jackals after death. But in that way, if we identify with the body, we become the object to be enjoyed by others. Whoever, I think we go till 91, whoever seeks to realize the self by devoting himself to nourishment of the body, proceeds to cross a river by catching hold of a crocodile, mistaking it for a log. So these two things don't go together. Attachment with the body, material comforts, material enjoyment, and at the same time thinking that, oh, I want to become spiritualist, it won't work together. It is like we think that yes, I can make it by holding something, but that is crocodile, and crocodile will never spare anyone. I remember His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj gives the example of crocodile, uh, whose Vahan it is. It is the Vahan of Mother Ganga, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Mother Ganges. Anyway, but still he says that uh, though one will tame very well a crocodile. Of course, we see these days some Facebook links coming. Hey, crocodile, very nicely a pet. As soon as it sees an opportunity to eat, it will eat. It's not like okay, it can become a vegetarian. No, even it is fed meat. One fine day it can also eat its master. Of course, we came across one very wonderful crocodile. I don't know if you have seen in, I think it's in Ananta Padmanabha Swami temple. I think so. But this crocodile is very, very special. We can't use this example for, this crocodile is so special that it comes to the Garbhagudi also. It has its pond. It will come slowly. It comes inside and it takes only prasadam. It doesn't eat anything. It doesn't harm. And the priests, yeah, I'll I'll try to find that link, but this this crocodile, when it died.
Yes, Prabhuji, I have read this story in, I know. Yes. There is a crocodile and who eats only the prasadam.
Yes.
It is in South. It's in South
Yes.
India.
Yeah. And when it died, left the
Yes.
body, then the final funeral rites were done like a devotee, for a devotee.
Yes,
With
Prabhuji.
all the rituals, fire sacrifice, and everyone prayed because they see that, of course. So a devotee can be like that, but not a non-devotee. Yeah. Anyway, so that is again a sideline. Moha. So far, a seeker after liberation, the infatuation over things like the body is a dear death. So here the definition of death. What is the death is? Uh,
और फिर कहते हैं कि
can,
मैं बस आया बाहर बस.
can you go on mute, Omkareshwar Prabhu? Yeah. He who has thoroughly conquered this deserves the state of freedom. So the infatuation that I am body or that the body, etc., are mine, all this infatuation. This is said by Adi Shankaracharya. And then Moham Yahi Mahamrityum Deha darasutadus. So conquer the dear death of infatuation over the body, wife, children, etc. Conquering which the sages reach that supreme state of Vishnu. Yam jitva munayo yanti tad Vishnu paramam padam. Of course, this can go even further. One can, if you have time. But again, there is also some sense of impersonalism that can. So it's better not to go. Okay, now we have all the verses. Let me understand everything. There is also yeah, a risk associated. So this I have yeah. I'm presenting this not because I found it on Google. I'm presenting this from that verse 76, which was given in one of the classes by Radha Gopinath Prabhu. Yeah, from Chowpatty. So he brought that example when he was giving what is the state of senses, and then it goes till this point where we see that Adi Shankaracharya is referring that yeah, ultimately is to attain Vishnu. Why we do all this is conquer that death. It is possible, and then we go to Vaikuntha. And who lives in Vaikuntha? Lord Vishnu. Okay, I don't know if someone has a comment. I've just seen now. Acha, Deepali Mataji. Any question before we go? I mean, we still have good to cover. This, I just took the opportunity to elaborate on this part, that our senses are our weakness. It is a question of an attachment for one another. As long as either is attached to the other for such material enjoyment, the woman is dangerous for man, and the man is also dangerous for woman. But if the attachment is transferred to Krishna, both of them become Krishna conscious. Anasaktya vishayan yatartham upayunjatah nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyati. So we are not like saying, hey, be away. The other schools of religion or philosophy tell, say, no, 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 no. You become a nun and then don't be, what do you call, um, mm, mingle. Yeah. The restrictions are there as long as we are not coming to a higher level. But after coming to a higher level, we understand that one can cooperatively work. And that's what Prabhupada also mentioned. In Krishna consciousness, if devotees, Prabhus and Matajis, in the pursuit of service, if they have to work together, there is no problem. Man and woman should live together as householders in relationship with Krishna, only for the purpose of discharging duties in the service of Krishna. Engage the children, engage the wife, and engage the husband, all in Krishna conscious duties, and then all these bodily or material attachment will disappear. Since the medium is Krishna, the consciousness is pure and there is no possibility of degradation at any time. Yes. And then here comes from here the understanding what is birth actually and what is death, and finally what happens after that. Yeah, I'll go very quickly, not in detail. I think we have covered that in the second canto before. Yeah. So here it says, due to his particular type of body, the materialistic living entity wanders from one planet to another, following fruitful activities. In this way, he involves himself in fruitful activities and enjoys the results incessantly. So this is what happens. As long as enjoyment is going on, do we really want nirvana? Do we really want liberation? Do we really want freedom? No, because enjoyment is here. जब सब कुछ जो मैं सोचता हूँ आनंद है, यही है, कहाँ जाएं? People associate like that. This is my family. I won't want to go anywhere beyond that. This is my country. I don't want to go anywhere. I am Indian. I am German. I am Japanese. All these bound us back to this world. Hmm? And then what? In this way, the living entity gets a suitable body with a material mind and senses, according to his fruitful activities. And what is that? That is called birth. And when a set of reactions come to end, that is called death. This is what is explained. We can see that because of different reactionary activities, One man is born in a rich family and another is born in a poor family. This all can help us to understand the karma philosophy. And here it is clear that a particular body is given to the living entity for a particular type of activity. This process is going on perpetually. Perpetually means almost like time immemorial, almost from a time which is impossible to trace out. Vaishnava poets therefore say anadi karma phale, which means that these actions and reactions of one's activities cannot be traced, for they may even continue from last millennium of Brahma's birth to the next millennium. We have seen the example of the life of Narada Muni. In one millennium, he was son of a maid servant, and in next millennium, he became a sage. And then, when the eyes lose their power to see the color, I mean, this is a description to know what it means a death. Yeah, further explanation, which says that when, just like how eyes, when it cannot see, then it's almost like dead, right? Though the eye is there, it cannot see. In the same way, when the physical body, the place where perception of objects occur, is rendered incapable of perceiving. Very interesting. Again, I'll read. So, this physical body, the place where perception of objects occur, this body is mainly with perception. What do we call consciousness? Consciousness is happening through the perception. But when that is not happening, that is called death, which means this body will lose the ability to feel something. That is called death. When one begins to view the physical body as one's very self, that is called birth. Again, when we start associating, when we start connecting with the surroundings, external, and all those things, that is called birth. Yeah. But I mean, with the strength of Bhagavad Gita, we can understand that na hanyate hanyamane sharire, the living entity never dies, even after the death or annihilation of this material body. Therefore, one should not view the death with horror. Or some people will. One of the most scary thing is death, and people don't even want to discuss. As soon as someone talks about death, we think, "Whoa, what is that?" No, 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 I don't want to hear about it. I'm getting scared. Why? Because we understand death as end of everything. As end of everything. Of course, people at the old age, they say that, oh, yeah, come on, oh Lord, come and take me away. I am fed up with this world. People who are in youth, they want to enjoy. They say, no, I don't want to hear about death. If someone is going to speak about philosophy, they say, hey, this is not for us. We don't want to hear and don't scare us. Nor have a recourse to defining the body as soul, nor give way to exaggeration in enjoying the body necessities of life. Realizing the true nature of living entity, one should move about in the world free from attachment and steadfast in purpose. Because we don't want to hear the purpose. Huh? Hmm? Why does Lord want to punish us? When we don't understand, we think that it's a punishment. Just like when a child is corrected by the parents, the child thinks that, hey, this is a punishment. How can you, how can you um, attack our freedom? Huh? And uh, and then psychologists come and say, hey, come on, at this age, the child psychology is like that. At that age, child psychology is like this. You have to do that. You have to do this. Come on. The psychologist is a very subjective topic. And subjective, who has proposed, who has made it available through some analysis of humans. But when we take the strength of Bhagavatam, we understand how to handle, how to take care of uh, ourselves, our kids, our family, not get attacked by the emotional um, turmoil, emotional or sentimental attachment. The liberated person is described in Bhagavad Gita, one who engages in uninterrupted devotional service to the Lord. Having surpassed the stringent laws of material nature, is understood to be situated in Brahman. So this is very important. And this is also admitted by impersonalists like Shankaracharya that Narayan is transcendental to this material creation. So we have to grow and mature ourselves to act to uh, to be grateful to have received such a high knowledge, such a wisdom, such a great thing, which can liberate us from all this cycle of birth and death and all this misunderstanding or unclear understanding of our relationships with with others and with the Supreme Lord. That is what to attain to the stage of Brahman. The Bhagavatam also confirms that liberation means to be situated in one's constitutional position. Since a living entity is eternally the servitor of the Supreme Lord, when one seriously and sincerely engages in transcendental loving service of the Lord, he is situated in the position of liberation. One should try to associate with a liberated person, and then the problems of life, namely birth and death, can be solved. This is another secret. Yeah, yesterday I was talking to my colleague and explaining how important it is uh, to be in the association of sadhu sangha. I mean, sadhu sangha is so powerful, so potent, and in that regard, I was also giving example that you all, hmm, how we have benefited each other by staying in this association of devotees. And I even said that Krishna himself says that even above me and even above spiritual master. Of course, spiritual master also can be seen as a sadhu sangha because he is the true sadhu. But beyond, one is the most fortunate. This I take from Gauranga Prabhu's class. I think there is a 1.5 hour class long back Prabhuji gave very nicely. What is the uh, mm, most fortunate thing is sadhu sangha. Why? If one has Krishna, he may turn his back. If one may have spiritual master, he may take casual. But if one has sadhu sangha, a very nice, good sadhu sangha, then what is happening? He will not do that. He want to be part of it because he is seeing the benefits of how life has changed. And because he sees the benefit, he wants to give the benefit to the congregation or to the sadhu sangha. In that way, what is happening is the whole basis of maintaining the sadhu sangha is on the service. And in that way, when everything is involving the service of the sadhus, of the people with whom we associate with the devotees, then what is happening is our Krishna consciousness flourishes. Because our Krishna consciousness flourishes, then what is happening? We are reconnecting ourselves with our Guru. Because now we are in a position to take his instructions more seriously. It is not like, okay, if someone is telling before we get this conviction or before we have this, um, what do you call this, faith? What is this faith called? Komala Shraddha. At least if there is no that, we can we can take spiritual master very casually. Huh? But in the association of devotees, we appreciate how important is Guru. How important is Guru in one's life. When that comes, then we pray, hey Lord, please grant me, uh, reconnect me to my Guru. And then, yeah, the Paramatma who is inside our heart, he is reconnecting us to our spiritual master. And in that way, what is happening? From Sadhu Sangha, we are getting Guru. From Sadhu Sangha, we are getting Krishna, not the other way. I mean, this is what we were just discussing yesterday. Um, I'm just saying what. And otherwise, yeah, here everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hmm. Rupa Goswami advises that if one renounces anything which could be applied in the service of the Lord and does not use it for that purpose, that is called Falgu Vairagya. It's not real Vairagya. It is only kind of um, it is only kind of using Vairagya to escape, just like not only in Vairagya case, we can see about humbleness. It is said that we should have this all qualities. Yeah, even Adi Shankaracharya was referring all the qualities, uh, and we know that to be humble, yeah, is very important. Titiksha, Karunika. This emphasizes that one should be very merciful. Tisyakshasava Karunika, Surhada Sarva Bhutanam, to be well, to be friend of everyone. Shanta, to be humble. These are all the 6 qualities of a sadhu. Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana. So this is very important, and now we see very much. And what to be humble? Humble means not to talk. No, to be humble means not to raise voice. To be just like a blade of grass. A blade of grass has never spoken to me in return. So does it mean to be humble means not to talk and not to do anything? No, I'm most fallen. I mean, I think you may have come across Jadvet Maharaj question and answer sessions where in one case Maharaj is saying, "Hmm, we are we are not at all most of anything. Yeah, we cannot be most. Hmm. So we are, of course, we may say that yes, we are fallen souls. Yeah, very good to a great degree, but we cannot dominate the most. It's impossible. So that is also taking pride. Hey, I am the last, first from the last. Uh, So nice title, right? So in this, yeah, coming to humbleness, he said, humbleness means, oh no, I'm unqualified. I don't have any qualifications. No, it only you can do it. You do it. So no, Maharaj says that we are fallen to very good, but we should engage ourselves in service. Humbleness is not a means through which we can escape a service, but humbleness is showing our attitude towards how, what position we are to accept a service, not to reject a service. Mm. So that is, yeah. Nor should one unnecessarily increase the necessities of the body. We should be satisfied. Anyway, I'll very quickly go to the next verse. And then comes this very important. Endowed with right vision and strengthened by devotional service, and a pessimistic attitude towards material identity. Very nice in Bhagavatam, na? Pessimistic attitude. What is this negativity? Huh? Huh? But this negativity is towards negativity. What is that? Minus plus minus. Minus into minus is mathematicians. We all know minus into minus is
Plus.
plus. You see how we see here pessimistic attitude towards material identity. Material identity itself is minus, right? I mean, it's artificial. Yeah, and that's why we see that how to overcome this. Uh, to have a pessimistic attitude towards material it means we should understand that this material identity, which we think that it's a pleasure, it gives us pleasure. We should have, at the moment, we have a lot of optimism, isn't it? That's why we have plans, small plans, mid plans, big plans. So many plans are coming. Why? Because we have so much. We're optimistic. Are, yeah, if not now, later it will get. Charvita Charvananam, eating, chewing the chewed in this process. Prahlad Maharaj is saying this material life, we already know there is uh, no guarantee, but still we hope. Hmm? We are becoming Asha Bandhas, but in a wrong way. Asha Bandha means to have hope against hope. Means, I'm such a hopeless person. Can Krishna accept me? Huh? But no, I have hope because Krishna is all merciful. That is hope against hope. That is called Asha Bandha. Whereas our Asha Bandha is, uh, if I put some money now, okay, I have lost. Come on, will I get again loss? Will I get again loss? In that way, there is a hope in this material world, and that is called optimistic attitude. But we should understand, we should have a pessimistic attitude that this world will not give anything to that extent than the reality. Optimistic is also artificial, pessimistic is also artificial. One should relegate his body to this illusory world through his reason. Thus, one can be unconcerned with this material nature. Anyway, this brings the end of this chapter. Uh, mm, yeah, I'll stop here. Are there any Comments anyone would like to share? Anything anyone want to add? Questions? Hmm?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. You have done such a study from different sastras.
I only could hear because of my good fortune. I came across that I think when I was in student life, I came across this Radha Gopinath ji class. That's I mean that's why I have somehow memorized that verse because I really liked it to understand how difficult condition human is than the animals. And I mean that was the trigger for reading or going through this Viveka Chudamani. Yeah, but nothing like, oh, I have read a lot of scriptures. It's only still I base myself if I'm fortunate to Bhagavatam. Yeah, but thank you, Om Garishwar Prabhu. Others, finally we come to end of 31 chapter after almost like 2 months, right? Uh,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, happy to see you.
Yeah,
Nice
Prabhuji.
Grihastha family on the screen.
So, yeah, in a way, I was happy to come back for Bhagavatam class, and also happy that, okay, we are only till 31st chapter and have not gone further.
You didn't miss much, huh?
Yeah,
Well, in the 3 sessions you have definitely a lot because
yeah,
lot is discussed. Only we
I
didn't
know.
know much. Hmm.
Yes,
I
and
was
I,
not sure that I will finish even today, but somehow I thought, okay, there is 2 more chapters to cover in this canto and also 4th canto before we begin our Bhagavad Sapta. I want to come to Daksha Yajna, but let's see.
yeah. And yeah, Prabhuji, with every lesson, every class, everything what we discuss here is so essential that now I just hope and pray, just not listening, it comes into our life. All this
Hmm.
with each passing day for all of us. Yeah, because yeah, these are value so valuable, and yeah,
Mhm.
without them, there is no way forward. So
Yeah,
thank you, Prabhuji.
yeah. Thank you, Mataji. I heard recently to one of the question and answers by His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj, where he was saying Bhagavatam is so superior that there are so many foolish tenets of Vedas uh, which are countered through Bhagavatam. Which means he himself is saying Vedas have become are so huge, so vast that even in some cases they don't make sense. Hmm? And how to understand this? Does this mean that, okay, after all, these Vedas are also written by Veda Vyas, right? So, by Lord empowered being, how can they go wrong? It's not that they don't go wrong, it is how we apply in our life. Just like, again, the same thing I was telling with my colleague yesterday that I did my master's, but I go and sit in a 8th class or 9th class in a school. I'm just a disturbance to the school class because yeah, people will make fun and they don't have attention. Not only that, what can I learn? We may think no, we have to study from basics. Huh? No, I have to apply from basics. No, if we have come to the shelter of Bhagavatam, we are getting the topmost knowledge of Paramahamsas. How to become Paramahamsa? Do we want to become again only a 10th class student or a first class student? No. With the shelter of Bhagavatam, we can hope to become servant of Paramahamsas. So in that way, uh, just in spite of having Bhagavatam provided, uh, Bhagavatam was not there before. When the Vedas came, when Vedavyas was not happy, he was perplexed. What is happening? And then the Bhagavatam came. Why? Because his spiritual master said, hey, you know why? It's because of this. Do we want to also dive deep into the Vedas and struggle ourselves here and there, life after life, and then come to a point of dissatisfaction and then take to Bhagavatam? Or no, Bhagavatam is ready. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. And then we just take to Bhagavatam, and with absorbing ourselves in Bhagavatam, we can attain the most perfect position of our life. Yeah. So I'm happy that we are reading Bhagavatam to not a very deep level, but at least to a level where we are um, getting to know the value of Bhagavatam in our life through this process, so that we have more appetite to hear more Bhagavad Katha, to understand, to apply them in our life. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, Nishant Prabhu, I think you are the youngest in this group, not by age, by joining. How do you find Bhagavatam sessions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's awesome, Prabhuji.
To be
It's
youngest, right?
in this group, yes, Prabhuji. But what you mentioned, I was feeling really blessed that this Vaishnava Sangha, and I'm really very happy and feel blessed to be part of this group and company.
Yeah. In case, if you have possibility, you can join us. This is also, I'm saying again that Bhagavat Sapta that is going to happen, it will happen not online, it will happen at devotees' houses. Yeah. So in case if you are around here during that last week, you can join us in any of the home programs where the Bhagavad Katha will happen.
Ji, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And also, you can also visit Cologne Temple. Yeah, this was also pending for some time, right?
Yeah, Ji, Prabhuji.
And in case if you are here around, let us know. Yeah, you can even stay at our places.
Ji,
Need not
Prabhuji.
be a very sophisticated arrangement for you, like a hotel or nothing is required. Yeah, you can
Thank
stay
you,
with
Prabhuji.
us. Yeah. Okay. And Sagar Prabhu, another thing is on 3rd of December, where Gita Jayanti is happening, there is a change in a program where this time uh, uh, all are gathering in Aachen to read Gita. I don't know still. I mean, definitely it will be online. Yeah, and that's why I have not prepared such a list of chapters or yet something. If anyone are willing to read a particular chapter there directly or online, do let me know. Then we can enable that. But I think so far the plan is that we all gather at Omkareshwar Prabhu's place, and then we all are reading together. It's not like one is only reading. This is what I think. I'm yet to know more details. That's how it may be.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. By the way, how are you finding Bhagavatam classes?
Me, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
No, I mean, for me, it's also very good. I mean, I've been only starting with Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, sorry. So with Bhagavatam, I don't have a lot of touch, so it's been pretty enlightening as well for me. So it's try to make sure I attend these classes every week.
Yeah, very nice. So that and it's not a one way. Everyone can actively incorporate your realizations and that you have heard about this topic or anything you want to share. Everyone is most welcome. Yeah, of course I'm eating up all the time, but I'll try to keep as concise as possible. And that's why now I'm thinking, okay, if someone would like to share in the middle, yeah, do let so. Yeah, so that we all benefit. Okay, then thank you very much for joining. Vancha kalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grandhara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Very
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.